Good evening. My name is Joel Arredondo. I'm president of CHIP, Coalition for Hispanic Issue Latinos in Progress. Welcome everybody here this evening to the 8th annual Candidates Night. This is our primary Candidates Night this evening. In the fall, we will do our general election campaign Candidates Night also. I'd like to once again thank all the candidates who have decided to participate here this evening. We thank you for being here.
As clerk of courts, I see a different picture of the county government than most of you do. And I see great need in Lorain County for somebody like Joe Koziura. I don't know what his campaign slogan is. I've not watched it that closely, but it should be Koziura delivers. This guy went down to Columbus and got a bill passed for casinos for Lorain, which nobody in Columbus thought he could do. I was amazed because I was a former state senator, and I told him, Joe, you can't do this, but he did it. He did it by going person to person, campaigning, lobbying, and just getting it done. When the county of Lorain, when the state of Ohio was about to take the Bureau of Unemployment Services out of downtown Lorain and put it in Summit County for some kind of efficiency on their part, Joe went into the governor's office and told the governor about the problems that the city of Lorain has, 1 out of 5 on welfare, 20% unemployment, et cetera, and talked the governor into keeping that office here, saving $25, $35 million for city of Lorain tax dollars. Joe got for the county, we have a Bascule Bridge in Lorain that used to be a county responsibility, county liability. It costs about $500,000 a year. Koziura got a special bill passed to use the state highway to get the state to pick up the maintenance for that building. When the city of Lorain found itself in segregation problems, accused and convicted of segregation, had to spend $5 million to clear up that problem. Koziura went to the state legislature, got a bill passed, and picked up that $5 million. He's got more done for Lorain County than any other politician in Lorain County at this time, including this one. I'm pretty proud of my record, but I tell you, quite frankly, Joe Koziura has got more done. He can get things done. He's not a wallflower. His mouth sometimes gets him in trouble because he says what he thinks. But I think that's the kind of guy we need in Lorain, helping run the county and help us get out of this kind of mess that we're in.
Good evening. I'm David Arredondo. I am one of the co-moderators for this evening's primary candidates forum. With me on my right is Mr. Barry Taylor, and on my left is Mr. Joshua Meszes. They're candidates for County Commissioner and Democratic primary ticket. And also on my left here is Mr. Hector Toledo, who's a freshman from Lorain and attends the early college at Lorain County Community College. He's in his first year. So we will begin with a 2-minute opening statement from Mr. Barry Taylor, followed by a 2-minute opening statement by Mr. Joshua Meszes.
I want to thank you for inviting me here tonight. It's a pleasure to be in Lorain. Again, my name is Barry Taylor, and I am running for Lorain County Commissioner. I live in Carlisle Township, which is down in Grafton, for the last 20 years, and I was raised in Elyria. I'm running for commissioner because I have some better ideas, I think. I have the time, I have the energy, and I have the effort to put into it at this time since all my 4 sons are grown. But to be a commissioner, you need to have good business sense, you need the ability to lead, you need to listen to the citizens, their concerns, and also the other elected officials in the county. You have to be able to compromise and communicate, and you got to prioritize issues to the importance of the county. Business, I have been, the last 17 years, a financial consultant, independent insurance agent. And before that, I was in banking for about 23 years. Leader, I am a Carlisle Township trustee. I have been a trustee for the last 9 years. I got 3 more years left if I don't make commissioner. I also have been past president on about 4 other different organizations. Currently, I am the chairman of the board. So I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the credentials to be the next commissioner. My priorities, of course, would be jobs first, safety services, and the Lorain County transit system. Thank you very much.
Mr. Meszes, 2 minutes.
Thank you. I would like to thank the Coalition of Hispanic Latino Issues in Progress for inviting us here. My name is Joshua Meszes. This is my third attempt for this position of Lorain County Commissioner. I have about 10 years small business experience. I have a bachelor's degree from Ohio State. I currently work at the Berea Children's Home as a qualified mental health specialist. I work direct care with the children. And what sets me apart from everybody that I'm running against is along the lines of community. I'm from a social service background, so I believe that that's where we have to focus. We have to take our time to reinvest, rebuild, because as a commissioner, if I allocate money for sewers, I have to also make sure that the neighborhood surrounding that area is safe for a business to come into. And that's what I plan on doing, is taking my money from this position, $15,000 a year, and donating it back to the community, to programs that reinvest, to programs that will rebuild the community, because that's where we need our strength. If we don't rebuild, then we're basically going to be in the same conundrum that we're currently in. Along the lines of community, we also need to support our local small businesses, because without them, right now we have nothing. I mean, our small businesses are everything. And at the rate the economy is going, its constant state of flux, we are going to have a lot of problems trying to salvage those small businesses. So I think that's where we need to look at and focus. Thank you.
Very good. And now we will begin with the questions, and we will begin with Josh. And the same question for both of you. You have 1 minute to answer. Question number 1. With Lorain County facing an $8 million budget deficit, and with much of its budget spending either mandated by the state or controlled by the courts, how will you balance the books? Are there services that can be cut, or will you seek additional tax revenue?
Let's see. First off, I would have to go through with the auditor and find out where all the money is coming in and going. Along the lines of $8 million, that's quite a bit of money to come up with. I'd say that we'd have to possibly work with the state of Ohio to work on mandates that help ease the burden of the judicial system on the county, or possibly find alternative means, say, taking inmates that are in for nonviolent crimes and using them to collect trash, using them to clean up the community, to better the community. We have to look into alternative ways. I mean, that would hire sheriffs to watch them, but each inmate takes up $42,000 a year, so again, the more inmates we get out doing things to better our communities, the better off we'll be. And I'd also look into land leasing county-owned property to energy companies to generate funds.
Same question, Bill?
Thank you. The funds have to go for those projects, and I don't think there's too much that we can do about those. But to get in and take a look at the budget and where all the money is at this time, I would sit down with the auditor, and I have sat down with the auditor previously and went through some of the items. Being a commissioner, you have to make some tough decisions. Sometimes you're not favorable for making those decisions, but you know, bigger government is a better government. I think that you have to be fiscally responsible, not just in the bad times like we are in now, but also in the good times. When things are well, they're spending money like crazy. They have to look out for these bad times and prepare for these times. And I would not increase the sales tax unless it is the vote of the people.